are back. That's right. We are back to the Race and Ethnic Relations podcast show. I am Dr. B. Welcome back to our shows, Race and Ethnic Relations on Campus podcast shows. That's right. This is, wow, we're taking a new turn. That's right. We're taking a new turn. This is show number 78. Show number 78. And it's about time. This show is show 78, entitled A New Approach for 2024 Shows, Digging Deeper. That's right. We are going to dig deeper in our shows in 2024. Wow, I know it's been a little while since our last show, and I really appreciate each and every one of you for hanging in there with us. It's been actually several months. I mean, the last show was September 7th, and now it's November 30th. And it's just been a whirlwind of activities during the fall time. So I do apologize not being able to, produce my shows on a timely basis. But when you're in academia, you have so many activities to take care of, obligations. So again, I apologize for not having the shows up again and again each month. But this is November 30th, and this is show number 78, entitled New Approach for 2024 Shows, Digging Deeper. First, let me take care of some business. I want to thank all our sponsors, all our platforms, all our podcast platforms. Of course, I want to thank Podbean. I want to thank Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. Yes, also iHeartRadio, Player FM, Listen Notes, Samsung, Podchaser, and also Boomplay, a new contributor of on our podcast platforms. So we have a number of platforms, again, all started by Podbean, and really appreciate Apple Podcasts, Samsung, as well as Amazon Music, Audible, Podchaser, iHeartRadio, and every podcast platform out there. So there you go. And so like I said, in this show number 78, and I know in 2023 we have really wanted to take some other approaches to shows, but now after an entire year of doing these other types of shows, celebrating various individuals, events in our world, it's kind of interesting how things come full circle. Things come full circle. And let me just say, the basis of this podcast show, it really comes from the class, the major class that I teach at the University of Race and Ethnic Relations, Discovering New Solutions. And right now, at the end of the semester, my students are delivering their outstanding projects, their PowerPoint presentations on how to solve race and ethnic relations issues at the university. And I just love here's where, here we go. This is where I just love reading, viewing the solutions coming from my students in this very large class of over 120 some students. And they just bring a fresh approach in solving race and ethnic relations, and it accumulates throughout the semester, and we go over some really basic concepts but deep concepts that unfortunately a lot of college classes simply avoid. Yet I've always felt that college students are ready to take a chance. They want to take a chance and dive deep into some critical issues, as long as you approach it step by step by step. So again, this is a great time in the semester, at the end of the semester, where I'm seeing the reward of all of my lectures time and time again throughout the semester. I see the reward in my students putting it all together in a framework. And again, they have to come up with solutions in a framework. The framework that I provide, excuse me, that I provide in my book, Race and Ethnic Relations on Campus, particularly in chapter 9 in our book. And the students, they just embrace and take it another level in the framework that I provide for them in the book, and it gives them a direction, and then it gives them a purpose, and they just take it from there, and they do dig deeper. And so that is the theme. That's going to be the theme. There you go. That is the theme of my shows in 2024. Digging deeper on some of the basic concepts, the detailed concepts, the theoretical concepts, the very intricate concepts, the politically sensitive concepts related to race and ethnic relations. And yes, it's going to be 2024 in less than a month. And it is time. More than time. But here's the backdrop. Here we go. Here I go. I knew it was coming. Here's what's happening in our country right now. And I'm going in detail what's happening in our country. Unfortunately, there's a lot of ethnic conflict happening worldwide. There is situations abroad in other countries. What's happening in Israel, what happened in Palestine, and in Gaza, and that is a horrific situation, war, conflict, freeing of prisoners, this and that, and it's tragic that there's an ethnic conflict, and then the situation in the Ukraine and Russia war is continuing, and this is what, year 2, 3? I lost count. Yet there are racial and ethnic conflicts going on in the world, unfortunately, each and every day. And as these conflicts come to the national attention of our American mainstream media, and then it filters into universities, colleges, college students, and their ability or inability to talk about these issues is concerning to Dr. B. And so I'm going to continue to highlight and do my best to dig deeper into the basic issues or what's causing these conflicts globally and from one country to another. Of course, in these shows, in Race and Ethnic Relations on Campus podcast show, here in the U.S., I focus on U.S. issues, the United States issues, conflicts. But now we're going to expand. It's time to expand globally. And I know my audience, by the way, I thank my audience globally for downloading many of my shows, my previous shows. Once I start digging deeper into the statistics of who's listening to these shows after show 78, 77, this is a global show. It's just not a local local show based out of this state that I'm in. It's a national. Yes, it's a national show. It's a global show. It's an international show. So I appreciate all of you from one country to another, one state, U.S. state to another, of downloading, listening. And please, please, do not hesitate to email me of your issue or of your like or dislike of the show at ejb678@gmail.com. That's ejb678@gmail.com. So again, I'm becoming much more aware of the global ethnic conflict, racial and ethnic conflict, and I want all of us to learn more, because I approach it as though I don't know anything, and I try to try to be as culturally sensitive, culturally competent as possible in bringing up these issues, but I'm going to make mistakes. That's one of the things that I learned, particularly with my students. Students, they want to talk about these issues, but they don't want to offend anyone by saying the wrong thing. Well, guess what? We all are going to say the wrong thing every now and then. But our intentions are good. That's what I truly appreciate about my students today, my Gen Z students today. I can feel their intentions are good. They want to reach across the aisle. They don't want to stay in their bubble. Even though we've all had to stay in our bubble because of COVID. But now that we're out of COVID, students really want to get out of that bubble, extend a hand, learn, become friends with another person who looks different than them, has a different culture, different history. So in 2024, we dig in deeper. Yeah, let me just say this. We're not going to back up. We're going to be nice. We're going to be cordial. We're going to be humble. We're not going to be arrogant or, our way or no. I don't approach sensitive issues like that. I've never approached sensitive issues like that. It's a collaboration. It's a learning process. But we continue to need to push the envelope. Say, this is what we need to do in this stage of our lives. And yes, Dr. B is 65, and I'm not backing down all the way, starting over. I just want to push the envelope a bit more and a bit more, and have more people on board, not less people. I don't want to be just for one segment of the population. No, it's for everyone. And let me just say, this show is for everyone. It's not for a particular racial and ethnic group. It's not for African Americans. It's not for Hispanic Latino. It's not just for Asian Pacific Islanders. It's not just for indigenous American Indians. It's not just for white Caucasian. It's for everybody. It's for everybody who are willing to listen. That's all, listening. And providing feedback and sharing information so we all can learn together. Now, there's many folks that just have so much deep knowledge about these issues. That's fine. All that deep knowledge is wasted unless you bring, at least here's Dr. B's approach, unless you try to bring everyone together step by step by step. Not hurrying down this road, not hurrying down the yellow brick road, but step by step going down that yellow brick road of understanding cultures, ethnicities, groups, empowering folks step by step. Not just deciding we're going to avoid this topic altogether, and we're not even going to make a politically correct statement. That's what's happening. I knew I was going to go there. That's what's happening in our country now. we're not making statements at all. Different institutions, organizations, not making a statement at all when there's tragic event that's happening to a community. Institutions not making a statement. And that's unfortunate. There is a line with how many statements you can submit. But when things are extremely tragic, it's from Dr. B's perspective of things of phenomenally tragic event that happened to a particular group. Agencies need to at least make a statement, not making a stand one way or another. Just acknowledge that it happened. That's all Dr. B is talking about. That's all I'm talking about. Just acknowledge that it happened. But now we're in this time period politically. Yes, it's 2023, but in 2024 we're going to have a national election. We're going to have a presidential election. Things get very politically savvy. Everyone gets politically on the edge. And believe me, I know a little bit about it because, I used to work for the federal government just in, how many years ago? That was 24 years ago now. 24 years ago. And I know how sensitive things can get. Politically charged things can get. Each and every word is critically analyzed. But then for this show, we are going to still dig deeper in 2024, regardless of the political atmosphere. And everyone try to be politically correct. Sometimes you just gotta walk the walk. And believe me, I talk the talk and walk the walk. So, here I go. I'm putting myself on call. 2024, we're not going for fluff. There's no fluff shows in 2024. We are just going to dig deeper on some issues that sometimes gets overlooked. And I know my college students are waiting. They're just waiting and kind of bursting out the seams to dig deeper into these issues. And by digging deeper, you come up with better solutions. There you go. When by digging deeper, it's that simple. Digging deeper, you come up with better solutions. If we constantly... here's Dr. B's perspective. If we constantly take race and ethnic relations for granted, developing positive race and ethnic relations with students on campus, it gets more difficult each and every semester, each and every year for students to come together. And my students are telling me even more so. These Gen Z students are just telling me more and more so in our discussion online, in their projects, in their exams. They're just waiting for the entire university to come get on board. But we do our best in this class to bring these issues to bear. So they know, my students know, they have to be prepared for the real world when they get out of college, when they get their degree. And they want to be prepared now as freshmen, sophomore, juniors, seniors. They want to be prepared now. And so I try to do my best in preparing them. It's my obligation. It's what I've gone through. Dr. B went through as a college student. Man, that was tough. But I endured as a college student as well. But I was fortunate to dig deeper at my university in various classes. Very fortunate. Miami University. I was able to dig deeper in a lot of issues. So I'm just giving back, and okay, we are not going to go back. We are digging deeper. That's what I'm excited about. That's the reason why I wrote my 2018 book, Race and Ethnic Relations on Campus, Understanding Empowerment, Solutions for College Students. And I was, just recently I was able to go to another university for a week as a visiting scholar. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The university was Augusta University. And thoroughly enjoyed my time there with the students, staff, administrators, and the general public. And again, talking about a wide variety of issues, but it truly comes to trying to develop better strategies of race and ethnic relations, getting along together. But we have to spend the time in digging deeper on these issues. So each show in 2024 and beyond, oh yes, I'm saying this, and beyond, it's time to dig deeper. So if you want to hear a show, a podcast show, that will do its best to analyze basic concepts, in-depth concepts, theories, outcomes of issues at a deeper level, at a different approach. Yes, a different approach. Sometimes you probably say, it's not deep, it's not a digging deep. Well, it's just a different approach. But we're going to go digging deeper. And a lot of global issues. Issues of ethnic strife, conflict, solutions. And here I'm going to say, what are some solutions? We're going to concentrate on countries that have come up with solutions. Not just the problems, but there are thousands of solutions. And I'm going to dig deeper on how that country, how that particular part of the world came up with an excellent solution. There you go. And I'm going to lean towards, obviously, more of the solutions in these podcast shows. Not on the problem, not just dwell on the problem, but more on the solutions. So I'm going to dig deeper myself in finding those countries, those places around the world that have come up with solutions. And by the way, I want my listening audience, wherever you're located, send me information about strategies that worked in your community, that brought folks together. Yeah, that's where I'm asking my listening audience to send me sites, information, give me a link, and send it to ejb678@gmail.com of solutions that have worked or are in the process of working in bringing folks together. Yes, we're going to concentrate more on the solutions, not the problems, not the strife, but more on the solutions. So I'm asking, see, that's the difference. We're digging deeper in 2024, but I need your help. So you send me, when you get the time, I know you're very busy listening to my podcast on the different platforms, the different podcast apps, whether you're going back and forth to work, whether you're on the subway, whether you're getting on your way from on a lift and being picked up somewhere and going somewhere else, in between your jobs, after work, before work. If you come across certain solutions, send it to me. Just send it directly to me. I want to receive them. Some great solutions that are happening in your community, in your state, in your part of the world. Again, this podcast show is global. I know it's global because my listeners are coming from a lot of different countries. The UK. Thank you. Germany, thank you. Africa, thank you. Canada, thank you. So I know our show, Race and Ethnic Relations on Campus, is becoming an international global podcast show. So I need your input. I need your feedback. I need your solutions. But now we're going to dig deeper. So again, this is show number 78. Show number 78. This is a new approach for 2024 shows. Digging deeper. Digging deeper. There you go. This is Dr. B. Dr. B. I want to thank each and every one of you for listening on our podcast shows. I want to thank Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Podbean. I want to thank you, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Listen Notes, Amazon Music, of course, I said that, Samsung, Podchaser, and Boomplay. Again, we are moving forward. I want to thank each and every one of you, and I want each and every one of you to have a great holiday season. December 1st is almost here, and there's lots of issues that are going on right now as I speak, and we are trying to dig deeper on each and every one of these serious issues, but we're going to dig deeper and coming up with even better solutions, particularly in 2024. This is Dr. B. Peace out, everyone. We out.